and ask you to book a session so we can coach you up. I see how much clients pay for coaching sessions for what we do, and I'm like, why are not so many young people asking for free coaching that we provide? The question is, people want things, but it's so hard for people to commit to the process. And I'm giving you an example. For this conference, we dreamt about a conference, we thought about it, we worked through it the whole year. The only difference for this conference is the commitment. We say, if you want to commit, you have to do what? At least reach out, deposit. And then we had to now kind of see who's committed to the process, because at some point of time, we're not going to waste time with people who are not committed. I'm going to say that in public. Because it's an endeavor for us to really want to help people. But if you're not committed to the process, we are not. And I'm saying it without any fear of contradiction. So visualizing success, we visualize and then we work with you so that you can internalize those processes. So when we say about internalize, what does that mean? We say, what will it take? How many of you wrote, answered, go back to your self-reflection paper. That's why I told you you're going to connect. Let's go back to that question. We say, every dream, every great dream begins with a dreamer. What is your dream for your future? Can I get a volunteer who can say what they put there for that answer, please? Do you have a volunteer who can say what they dreamt? Believe me, you may think your idea is not good, but the more I study business management and all that, a lot of people who started these businesses thought the idea was not good. Amazon thought, they never believed in it. But after a while, it caught up. So you're sitting somewhere right now on an idea. Like that lady who was just selling vegetables, she thought that idea was not good enough. But what is she doing now? So you are sitting here, maybe somebody brought you, I want you to bring your mind to fully commit to this session. So that when those ideas start coming and you book a coaching session for us, let's help you. Let's leave this conference today, say, I'm going to book a coaching session and I'm going to try and get these ideas to actualize the dream. Okay? So this 6th conference was not about coming, listening to speakers. Your task with something to do. So intrinsic motivations last longer than external. What do I mean by that? Something that I came up with myself and I start to internalize makes a big difference. So I want you to go on your visualize, on the dream that you wrote. Think about some things that you're going to do. For example, if I want to start selling mandazi, what do I need to do? So write up on what do I want, step 1, just write what do I want. I'm telling you, don't dismiss any of those ideas. What do I want? And if you don't want to share, we're not going to bother you. Just write it down. What do I want? Not a Mercedes, not a BMW. What do I want? Each CE member knows when the year begins, we always say, what do you want? And I can tell you, 70% of those people who are committed, they achieve. Right now, we don't have Brenda here today because she had exams on something she wanted to do. Elijah, so all of these elevators you're not seeing here, it's not like they have something they're working on that is tangible to their next dream. What do I want? Step 2, what will it take? Because it takes work. It takes work. So I'll give you a chance to read there. And then what we always talk about is strategize it. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Strategize it. I'm going to call Peter if I want to go, learn about scholarships. I'm going to talk to Fiona if I'm talking about maybe talent development. I'm going to talk about, hey, how do we write online? We have so many resources in the room. Just think about it. If I need, I'll call my Kelvin or somebody. If I want help with mental health or to start a clinic like Dr. Nelly who's going to talk about it, I may have to call them. I have to align and intentionally look at what is it that I want. Don't leave this conference today the way you came. Let those ideas, so when you think about those sessions we can work together. Okay. Almost done. I just want to reiterate, like, we all have something deep within us. Because a lot of you, and I'm going to give Christine an example. I'm going to use her. When we changed how we onboard people now at Confidence Elevates. Before, we just used to say, hey, you want to come to Confidence Elevates? Come on. And then we realized that sometimes we were just wasting time. And a lot of that had to, so we changed the way we do now. We have an online, you register. Christine saw us on Facebook, and she reached out to us. And a lot of times we had people who had applied, but they went and just Googled responses. I was a teacher before. So when you just come up with fake answers, we can tell. But it's not about that. It's about, do you really want to be here? So when Christine came, she said, so we had changed, now we have a panel discussion when someone joins, because we really want to know, what is it that brings you to Confidence Elevate? Are you committed to the process? Because we have assignments, and now we have a book that we read. We're just reading Atomic Habits, we're about to be done, and we one of our speakers has bought another book that we're going, Rewiring Our Brain. I told you I'm a neuro leadership, I love studying about the brain. And so, what I just want to tell you is, one of the quotes that I really like by the Socrates says, an examined life is not worth living. Self-reflection brings awareness, and awareness shifts perspectives and initiates change. When you capture that thought in your brain, and you work on it, trust me, this was an assignment for me in school, one of my creativity psychology classes. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and you know, you read these books, and the professor says you have to come up with a project. And so you have to come up with a project, and you have to go through 3 different organizations to prove that it works. So then I come up with accountability team. My accountability team, poor things, they really go through a lot. So first we came up with a name, and they were like, oh, that name, V.I.S.A.T or something like that. They were like, that name doesn't work. And then so I went back to my professor, and they're like, well, you have to come up with a name that works. And then I was doing a walk very early in the morning, because that's one of my habits. And this came up, it was visualized, and I wrote it down, and I ran to my computer, and I wrote it, and I was just like capturing, and then you have to back it up with research. So I was very excited that this came out, and it was because that's how ideas come in our brains. When they say we have 50,000 thoughts a day, just think about it. How many of those are you capturing in a day? And so I'm not going to take much, because this is something you're going to think about the whole time. I wanted to say that now that you visualize, what do you think you will need to achieve your dream? I think we've talked about that. What will be different when you achieve that dream? Think about it, because you're not going to answer it right now. How would you notice it's happening? Because for example, walking, I was telling Fiona that since I came to Kenya, I've just been eating and sleeping, eating. So I feel like I'm way heavy, because I'm not doing my morning walk that I'm used to. That's my habit. From the Atomic Habits, you have to build a habit, then you have to make it. So I'm just eating, and like I was trying to wear a dress today, it couldn't fit, because she's given me a lot of all this food. So when you start seeing what is noticing. For me, when I walk every morning, I generate a lot of thoughts. I don't have my phone, because for me, phone is a big distraction, and it is. I always say that a lot of your ideas, you're scrolling on social media, you're missing a lot of stuff. And then you have to ask yourself, what will this change? What will this idea impact me? For example, for me, I'm always grateful that I took that idea when I talked to the students at Kenyan University and thought about, what is the government doing? Don't we all say that? So but in this room, there's so many people that have benefited from what we have done collectively, because we brought our ideas together. What is that idea that you're sitting on that can help change our world in a changing environment like now? We say we have all these opportunities, but if you're not using that critical mindset in you, you're going to cry out, oh, things are changing. Change is inevitable, I say that, but adaptability is not. Change is happening even right now. When you go back and look at the news, you're going to see, oh, and you're going to wonder, how does that affect me? So right now, you can have a boss that's really bad at you, or you're thinking, man, I was born in Jericho. But I say to myself, No, I have to dream big. I have to think big. Believe me, even when I went to the embassy the first time, I did not even have money to get that visa, but I dreamt big. And I'm not even there, I'm beginning, I'm just getting started. I'm unstoppable. Because I believe that I've just started, because I've just think like, wow, I can quiet my mind and get these ideas that can be used to change our world. We shouldn't be waiting for someone else to come and change our world. So when I'm going to just, I get so passionate when I talk about the brain, because I see your brains like right now you have neurons that are firing up because you're coming up with so many ideas. There's power in reflecting on the vision of who we want to become, what we will do, and how that will influence our best version. And so there's just power. Try me next year. Tell me, this is the idea I came up with. These are the coaching sessions we did, and this is what I came up with. I have so many stories that they probably will share in panel discussion. I don't know. I'm not going to tell them what to do. Why do we believe in coaching at Confidence Elevate? The opportunity to self-reflect on our own thinking, to move boldly with confidence. I tell them when they come and say, no, you can do it, the ability to believe in yourself. So here's what I'm going to conclude with today. The growth mindset is a belief that you can change, right? Are you going to stay the same way? Huh? No. You will just sit there. You have to believe that you are born to excel. I told the young people at Polycom on Wednesday when I went there, I told them of my grades. When I was told, you can't go to Form 5 because you made a D math. And guess what? Years later, I was training math teachers. So from some, when someone tells you you can't do it, believe you have the power within to do it. So when I was hired to train math teachers, I was like thinking about the liability, the dreams that I was told I can't do. And now that fuels me to do even more, to think more about it. So growth mindset believes that you can do anything you can do, and there's nothing about it. So what I believe reflects on how I live. So this V.I.S.A.T, once you wrote about it and we talk about it, we're going to channel your thoughts to really bring that up and say, what is it that you wrote? What are all the options that you want? What are some of the strategies that help you? So our collective team is going to help you get there. So I hope that next year, when we come here, you'll have your, this is what I wrote, maybe take a picture of it, and then say, this is what I wanted. We don't want our conferences just to come and be, oh, I just came, I took selfies, I shared the red, sun, blue. No. If you're that kind of a person, we're just going to tell you, thank you so much. Kuja too, but you're not growing. And when you're not growing, we don't keep you. Consistency breeds success. Consistency fosters discipline. If we were giving up, sometimes Mandamano was here, we still came. Whatever happens, we still came. Somebody was saying, oh, the World War III, we still did the conference. So be consistent with whatever you're doing. Imagine that your greatness, there's nothing stopping you from growing. If you have a business, think about doubling it. If you're dreaming about something, reach out to people. I think there's a podcast I did a few months, a year ago. Let me tell you, this past June, when I went for a job interview, that boss had listened to that podcast. I was hired like that on the spot. Why am I saying this? Believe in yourself. Believe that someone else sees what you're doing. I didn't know this person was following me on LinkedIn and they had all the details about me. The energy that you bring in the room is going to help you to continue bringing up more ideas to become what you want to become. So don't give up on yourself. Thank you.